Pay for success. There's a price to pay for your dream. This weight was 86. So one day when I found out I was 86 times. How many times should we eat with that? So there's no book. Now you have lost weight. Hi, I'm Nicole. How to deal with hopeless, depression, sadness, anxiety, and similar things. This is our today's topic, and I'm Nicole, and you are very welcome to this video and channels. Today I am one more time excited to share with you on a very important topic on how we should be dealing with hopeless, depression, sadness, and anxiety, because it's very dangerous for us to stay depressed, for instance, for quite a while, because of the consequences, that comes with being depressed. One of the consequences is suicide. So yes, it's very important that we consider all means in our power when it comes to dealing with depression, so we can stay alive and fulfill our mission on earth, which is the most important thing to do. So the best way to deal with depression and hopeless is through appreciation. And again, I will introduce the two concepts that I did explain in detail in my other video entitled How to Keep Going, How to Continue Living. If you haven't checked it, you're welcome to have a look. It's interesting and it will certainly help you a lot. So yes, traces is anything or anyone that has been provided in your life in order to help you overcome a challenge, in order to help you get through some rough situation or tough seasons of your life, because you will always have them. Tough seasons are important in a way that they help a human being to grow. They help us to grow. They help us to mature, to get more stronger, to get more powerful, I would say, because when you have the knowledge, the insight, and wisdom, you have power, regardless of how low your material things can be. So yes, knowledge is power, wisdom is power. We do acquire them through challenges. So yes, and remains, it's anything or anybody, like the name said, that is still left in your life, after a challenge. When we go through challenge, we certainly lose a lot. We lose a lot within us, outside, and around us. But you will still see, despite of the fact that you may have lost certain important things within you or outside of you. Let's say within you, you can lose confidence. Let's say you've been cheated on. You are so shocked that you lost confidence. You forgot that you are a beautiful woman. You are very talented. You are smart. You have so much potential inside of you. Your self-confidence has been affected due to the challenge that you're going through, and from the outside you probably lost weight, or you probably lost the glow, because you haven't been investing in your beauty or in your external appearance due to the challenge you are going through. So yes, whatever happened in your lives as challenge, we us as human beings gets to lose certain things, whether it's inside or outside. But despite of us being actually victim of losing certain important things, there are still things that actually remain, that do remain in our lives. There are people that will stay, that will remain in our lives no matter what we go through. It could be a friend, it could be someone that just admire you, it could be a fan, it could be a sibling, it could be a partner, it could be an employee. It just depends. But you will always meet that person. You will always meet those people that choose to be with you no matter what, because they recognize the fact that you are a human being. You cannot be perfect at all, and everything that is made out of a human being hands can never be perfect. So they accept you the way you are. They tolerate you actually the way you are. They respect you the way you are, and they choose to remain in your life despite of the challenge or the rough time you may be going through. So in every situation in our lives, we are recommended to do the assessment. You have to do the evaluation of the whole thing. You have to look at the situation and give a close eye on the situation. Just figure out where you went wrong and how you can fix it for the next time. If the person you have wronged is no longer alive, it's our responsibility to forgive ourselves actually, and trying to move on so we don't spend the rest of our lives living a life of guilt and beating ourselves up, which is very destructive. So yes, assess the case, evaluate the case, look for your traces and remains, and this is how you are going to deal with hopeless or deal with depression or sadness and anxiety. I do not recommend the use of medicine that we use in such cases. They have a serious effect on our brains as well as our kidney that has to filter everything that comes in our body. And remember, medicines are chemicals, so and then with chemicals you might think about toxins and everything. So appreciation, it's harmless. It's harmless to your brain, it's harmless to your kidney, it's harmless to all your organs in the body. So it's very important that you consider appreciation, you consider assessing or evaluating each and every situation in your life, looking for your traces and remains, and trying to cling on them, trying to see them as your privileges, trying to appreciate them, and they will definitely keep you going. So today I want us to assess few cases. We're going to assess 4 cases. We're going to talk about abuse, verbal, emotional, and we're going to talk about healing, and we're going to talk about another interesting point. So yes, let's talk about verbal abuse. How do you deal with it? So the first thing first, I will encourage us is to actually consider communication. It's very important. So verbal abuse, it's pretty common, and what we actually do as human being, we tend to ignore them when they start. We ignore them right at the beginning. Just like when we see red flags, we choose to ignore them, and then we just proceed with whatever we have set our mind on. So this goes the same with verbal abuse. We see red flags, but we try to ignore them. Whenever it starts, we want to pretend as if we haven't heard, we haven't seen, or we are unaware of what is going on. So because we choose not to act, it's just progress, and until it does often get worse. So yes, you will live with people in the house. You probably living with people in the same house, and those people are calling you names. There are even parents who do not care anymore. They're calling each other names, insulting each other in front of the kids. So the children are exposed to that type of verbal abuse. So they grow up thinking that it's okay to call the other person names, it's okay to insult each other, it's okay to abuse one another verbally. So it's just okay. Children coming from such homes, they tend to bring that habit from home to school. You will hear, I don't know if you haven't heard or experienced, there are children who are actually well raised until when they start school, then you see your child has changed. He starts swearing or cursing or calling people names at home. You probably as a parent don't understand where can a child learn all of that. But when you do assess the situation, you will realize that the child has learned all the cursing from school. So from school, it means not from the teacher, not from the principal. The child has learned that from other kids, because those kids are coming from broken homes whereby it's okay to insult one another, it's okay to abuse one another verbally, it's okay to call people names. It's actually fun because they do it all day long. They're never trying to stop, they're never trying to improve, they're never trying to better anything at all. So yeah, abuse is very serious, so it's important that we try not to swear where children are. It's important to make sure that your house, your relationship, everything that is important to you is free of any sort of verbal abuse. So yes, communication is very important. You must or you need to tell the person how you feel when she calls you names and make you feel less than a human being. When you are verbally abused, you must communicate about it. Communicate with him, tell him how you feel, how you wish to be treated, how you wish to be called, how you wish just you could, you know, be respected verbally. So he or she must try to incorporate respectful words in his or her language while speaking with you, treat you with respect, treat you with dignity and honor as you deserve. So yes, it's very important that we do that, because once we do that, even when children goes to school, they will not curse, they will not swear, they will not call people names. And other people's children coming from coming from safe and good homes will not get to learn names, will not get to learn how to curse from your kids, because you try your best not to curse, not to swear, not to call people names, especially when your kids are around. And if you as parents like doing that, like cursing, you know, on each other, you can do that in your bedroom or anywhere that is away from the children, because we must always be concerned about the future of the kids. Today they are small, they are 5, they are 10, they are 50, but tomorrow they will become men and women, part of our community and societies. And it is a responsibility, parents' responsibility, to make sure that they actually raise men and women who will be respectful, who will be using appropriate words to respect each and every human being they do encounter in their lives. Men and women who will not curse or swear in front of children, other children in public, or just not curse and swear, just try their best to actually talk with elegance, even when we are upset, angry, or hurt, or frustrated. It's not always easy, but it's very important that we're trying to get to that level. Yes, so verbal abuse is very, very bad. And if you are being verbally abused, as you are watching me today, I will advise you that you try something. Do not just sit there and suck it and suck it and suck it, because if you keep on taking it today, if you keep on swallowing all the curses, all the abuse, all the names, those names will be recorded in your brain. They are powerful. Yes, they are. They are like seed, you know, planted in your life that will grow on their own time. So those names will stay. You will start thinking, let's say they usually call you stupid, so you start thinking that you are actually stupid, that there's nothing you can accomplish by yourself, there's nothing smart you can say, there's nothing smart you can do, there's nothing smart you can produce. You will start believing on those words, you will start reflecting those words, you will start behaving as per the words that you usually hear about yourself. So it's very important that once they come inside of you, that you actually let them go. Take them out. They call you stupid, don't believe in that, because if you were stupid, there are tons of things you were going to do but you actually do not do, because you are not stupid at all. You are smart, you are a powerful woman, you are a powerful man, you are a very good person. So we just need to work on it and make sure that the world gets to see how good you are, how smart, how wise, how important, you know, it is for the people that are in your life to have you, because you are so useful. So that's it. And when you appreciate yourself, when you appreciate people around you, you will certainly not just curse by pleasure. You will certainly not curse when children are around. If you do appreciate your child or your children or your neighbor's children, when they are playing with yours, you will not be cursing, you will not be calling them names, you will not be planting those seeds, you know, those negative seeds inside of the brains, so that's when they grow up, they know that they are small, they are useless, they are just worthless. They are here on earth to actually see off certain people when that's not true, because they are on the earth, because they have specific mission to accomplish. Yes, this goes the same with emotional abuse. Most of people think they have, or they should be putting up with it. My message today is like, you shouldn't be putting up with any type of emotional abuse. There are so many emotional abusers out there. They could be members of your family, biological, extended. They could be your anyone you are in a relationship, your partner. They could even be your parents. There are parents who are emotionally abusive. I have seen cases where kids are being raised in a family or in an environment that is abusive. They actually do not try to do anything about it until the death of a loved one takes place. So my advice to you is not to sit quiet, not to suck it. So tomorrow you have to bury one of your loved one because the abuse just got out of control. Or so tomorrow you may become very depressed and wish to end your own life, wish to take your own life, because you are just so destroyed in the inside. You are so broken, you are so hurt, you are so damaged. Do not take it any longer. As you're watching this video, I think the time is up. You have taken enough of the verbal abuse, you have taken enough of the emotional abuse, you have taken enough of the physical abuse. It's not okay to be it's not okay actually for a human being, another human being, to actually put the hands on you, whether it's just whatever it is. I don't even want to justify that in any ways, or trying to dilute the damage, you know, that comes with the physical abuse. Just do not agree. Do not agree to be beaten up. Do not agree at all, you know, especially if you are an adult, you know. I think as you grow up, as you turn 18, you turn 21, 25 and so forth, as you turn to somebody's wife, to somebody's husband, you turn to a woman, you turn to a productive member of your community or society, the world, your community, owe you certain type of respect, you know, certain type of consideration. So if you are being respected and considered, there's no way somebody is gonna think or even try to actually hit you the way she wants, or the way he wants, or the way they want, if it's a group of people that are actually abusing of you. So it's your responsibility to say no, because as long as you will not say no to that, you know, those people abusing of you, they will never stop. Even if you are just 15, you are just 12, you are a child, you think that your parents or your foster care parents, your adoptive parents, your cousins or your siblings from the biologic or extended family, or anybody that is in charge of your care or is in charge of funding your life, your sponsor and all of that, they're actually abusing of you. And if you close some sort of weird deal for yourself in order to survive, you probably have a friends with benefit, where you exchange money with sex or with your body, for instance, and you think that your friend with benefit is actually hitting you or hurting you or just destroying you or beating you up. I think it's time to speak up. If you did manage to get yourself a friend with benefits, you can always manage to get another one who doesn't beat you up. This is not a good advice, but this is me telling you, like, if you manage to survive, you can survive again in another way without being physically hurt. So do not think the person that you have in your life, you know, it's your best offer. I don't like people who think they are the best offers of others. That's not true. There's always something more, there's always something best. So do not think that that marriage or that husband is your best offer. If he is unable to love you, is unable to respect you, to appreciate you, to treat you with respect, with dignity, to honor you in a way that it should be, do not even ever dare to think is your best offer. Why will you think that? Why do you think that you deserve somebody who should be beating you up. You deserve somebody who should be calling you names, who should be abusing of you verbally, physically, emotionally, who should be treating you like a dog. You don't deserve that. Even if it's your boss, even if it's even if you need a job, you have bills to pay and things like that, you still don't deserve to be treated like a dog, like a cat, to be treated like an animal because you need a job, because you have bills to pay, because you have nowhere else to go, because you don't have money, because you don't have a job, because you don't have a roof over your head. You deserve much better. So it is your responsibility to say no to that. As you're watching this video, you have to take a decision. You have to do it for yourself. If you don't want to do it for yourself, you need to do it for me. Oh yeah, I'm asking. I am asking. You have to do it for me. If you think that your body is worth to be beaten up, your body deserves bruises, deserves scars, deserves wounds from your partner, from your abusive home, or family members, or employer, and so forth, then you have to put an end to verbal, emotional, and physical abuse for me, because I don't want your body to be full of scars. I don't like scars, by the way. I know they tell a story, they remind you of something, but sometimes we just don't want to remember what happened. There's nothing good about that memory, so we just have to let it go. So yes, you have to do it for me. You're gonna do it for Nicole. You're gonna tell him no. If he tries again to hit you, you said no. She said you're gonna have to stop. Enough is enough. So do not sit at home. Do not sit wherever you are. Suck it, keep on, taking it, because there will be a day where you won't be able to take it anymore. I don't want you to get to that day. I want you to become emotionally intelligent. You can forget everything about this video. Remember one thing: become emotionally intelligent. Yes, there will be another video on how to become emotionally intelligent, hopefully this year. Yes, but this is not today's topic. But if there's one thing you must get out of this video, will be you becoming emotionally intelligent. If you are emotionally intelligent, if you're gonna choose to become emotionally intelligent today, you will learn, or you will try your best to preserve your emotions, which means you will never allow any other human being to abuse of you emotionally, verbally, physically, and all of that. So it's very important that we appreciate ourselves and do the assessments. If you are being verbally abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, or you are a victim of any type of violence, you need to assess the case, evaluate the situation, trying to talk to the person. If the person doesn't listen to you because the person doesn't consider you at all, have zero respect or zero regard to you as a person, you may consider counseling. If counseling doesn't work, then you must figure out your way out. Yes, you have to work out. You must be smart. I like women who are smart. Do not be stupid at all. Do not make any stupid move, because people who are abusive are pretty smart. He has you between his hands, or she has you between her hands. You've been manipulated. You've been your words has been twisted against you. You've been used. You've been abused, and all of that. So he knows your weakness. She knows your weaknesses. So you must be very smart about your next move. You cannot just pack up in the middle of the night, tell him or tell her, you know what, I'm just leaving you because you are so abusive. That will backfire. So he or she is gonna find out. Before you move, before you walk out, you must have a plan. Okay, we will talk about that probably in one of our videos on how to set a plan to walk out in any abusive relationship. But yes, you need to have a plan. You need to save some cash. If you are lazy, you need to stop being lazy. You need to get up, go look for a job. If you don't have a degree or a certificate, or you haven't done any trainings, you don't have any skill, that's okay. You can actually find a job that do not require you to have a degree or to have a diploma and so forth. You can go outside, you can clean people's houses, Yes, there are people who got jobs without having a cleaning or a cleaner certificate. You can work at a diner, you can start selling, you know, even start your own small business. If where you are, you know, there are not much job, do whatever you can, make sure it's what is right and good. Do not steal, do not rob, do not but produce money with your brain, using your brain, using your hands, using your heart. Produce money, save, stop shopping. Like, there are women like that, she's being abused, all she does is to shop, shop and shop. I know you're trying to compensate shopping and nice stuff to to the pain. You know, I smile because sometimes when I don't feel well, like when I feel sad and all of that, I actually go for shopping. When I go for shopping, I feel much better. That's why I'm laughing. Like I'm talking to myself. But what I want to say, it's not emotional shopping. What I want to talk about is there are, for instance, wives who are being mistreated or abused by their partner, who are controlling and rich at the same time, financially rich. So those partner is beating you to die, but then he's giving you money, he's giving you his credit card, he's giving you his bank card for you to go burn. So when you go out, you get yourself clothes, shoes and things like that, jewelry, trying to compensate to the void, to the emptiness that has been created in your heart because you are not loved the way you should, you are not well taken care of, especially emotionally. You are being abused. There's a void, there's an emptiness, there's an absence of love within you that you're trying to compensate or to fill with extravagant purchases, with shopping that you enjoy to show us sometimes online by taking nice videos or pictures of everything you do purchase or you do possess. So yeah, you're gonna be very smart. You cannot keep shopping like that. You need to save money, you need to have a plan, you need to document, you know, all the abuse you have received. Document them. If you can record. If you can take a picture of your bruises, of your scar, your broken ribs, all of that, document that. I'll tell you when they will help you. So yes, my wish, my desire, my burning desire is that you become a free woman, you become a free man, you become a powerful human being, that you will inspire others, that will encourage others, that will help others. So we cannot get you to becoming a powerful man or powerful woman, a very successful or great person that is kind to people, that is that has people's best interest in his heart, that is so investing into innocent soul, that is so helpful and generous, if we do not get you first out of your situation that can be messy sometimes. So yes, and yeah, so if you agree to stay in abusive home, in abusive relationship, in abusive partnership and all of that, it means you have rejected appreciation. You do not want to have some self-worth or self-respect or dignity for yourself as a person, as a human being, because you deserve much better. So yes, you need to assess your case, find out why you are being physically or emotionally or verbally abused. Sometimes you are not just a victim. You talk too much. When you talk too much, some people are very short temper. Let's say you're living with a partner who has such a short temper, is control freak and all of that. And you talk, you don't have filter, you talk without limits. Obviously, he will be beating you all the time because you don't know when to talk, when to not talk. You don't know when to be quiet, when to not be quiet. If you talk too much, you may want to reduce the level of your talk. I like silence. Like it said, you know, silence is sometimes the best answer. You just look at something, you just keep quiet. When you keep quiet often, the person doesn't know what you're thinking. They cannot read your mind because they don't know what you're thinking, because you haven't said anything about what you're thinking or what you are feeling or what you are planning to do. Okay, we're gonna be smart. So yes, you may want to avoid talking too much. There are also people who are very provocative, you know exactly, if you remove my toothbrush, for instance, from the bathroom, you take it to the kitchen, that in the morning I'm usually in a hurry. I will be looking for it. If I don't find my toothbrush, it's going to become a problem. But you don't care. You just take my toothbrush, you move it from the bathroom to the kitchen, for instance. Here I go in the morning looking for it. I can't find it and it's become a problem. You know exactly, doesn't like you to move his socks, for instance. You will take his socks, you're gonna throw it away, you're gonna move it, you're gonna touch his stuff, you're gonna read his notes, you're gonna open his laptop, you're gonna read his messages, you even go to his WhatsApp, sorry, to read his messages, to respond to people, to call girls and threaten them. There's so many things that you might be doing that's actually irritating your partner. When he's irritating with his short temper and lack of respect toward you and lack of appreciation, he will always end up putting his hands on you. So before you make yourself as a victim, before you think you are the victim, before you feel like the victim, you feel like you've been wronged, you need to check on yourself. Evaluate the situation. What are you doing? What are you saying? Are you appreciating your choices, your remains in every single situation of your life? If you appreciate, and then you will do the assessment. When you do assessment, you will definitely find where you are wrong, and then you will stop. If you like to snoop around, if you like to check on, to dig on his stuff, controlling his life, things like that, you may want to change. Sometimes the solution of our problem is within us. It's not by the therapist, it's not by the counselor, it's not even in church. Many people just, we have this bad habit at home, and then we think when we go to church, we pray, we fast, we go for counseling, then we will find the solution. When I was gonna say the truth, God is maybe confused about what you're doing. So the solution to your problem is actually within you. Just stop being arrogant. Just stop being rude. There are people like that. He's very arrogant. He's very rude. He's just mean. He's so controlling. So toxic, He's bringing those bad habits at home. So if you're trying to be less toxic, it's just gonna make things get much better. You're just going to put an end to any type of violence or abuse that is going at home where you are, or going on in your life or in your relationship. And that will simply bring peace. So assess, evaluate your situation. What are you doing wrong? What can you do better? What can you change? When you do that, you also need to check for your choices. Who is there to help you? Are you appreciating them? What is there to help you or to keep you going? Are you appreciating it? What is still remain within you? What do you still have that you can use to, for instance, find a new job, that you can use to get a new relationship, that you can use to start another business, that you can use actually to do another type of investments that will be productive? What still remains in you? So it's very important you find your choices, your remainings. You evaluate every single situation. If people are complaining about you, check. Maybe there's something inside of you, in your behavior, in your personality, in the way you talk, the way you look at people, the way you treat people, the way you walk, the way you just behave, that is probably making people uncomfortable. If there's anything you may want to improve, you may want to change for better. But if there's nothing, you may also want to improve yourself in another way. So yes, it's very important. Another thing I will talk about is rape. Let's say you are a victim of rape that took place maybe at home, because there are many children who are being raped, like I said, by their parents. There are many wives who are being raped by their husbands. This is something actually people don't usually talk about. It's probably it's going to be very embarrassing, for a woman to actually leave a house to go to the police station to report that my husband has been raping me, blah blah blah. So people don't usually do that, but there are so many wives who are being raped by their husbands. I don't buy the concept of husbands being raped by their wives. But let's talk about women, wives. So there are many wives who are being actually raped by their husbands. Yes, this is happening, and it's extremely very sad, but it's very real. So rape, it's when there's no consent, you know, for sexual intercourse, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it is your wife or your friend with benefit, whatever it is. But when somebody hasn't given you approval, you know, for you to actually have sexual intercourse or sexual relationship with her, you do it without her will, without her consent, or without her wanting it. This is when we talk about rape. And then I think that even if she is your wife, you still have that responsibility to ask her. Always be a gentleman. It doesn't cost a lot. Just ask if she is not in the mood, and that is it. If she is in the mood, you're probably gonna get whatever you are asking her for. So yeah. And also many a husband will say, but she constantly saying no. How am I supposed to cope? How am I supposed to survive? So if a woman is constantly saying no to you, you probably need to talk to her. She certainly has a reason, but this is not today's topic. But I can still tell you that communication is the best way. And the saddest part of this situation is that there are women who also like to torture their husbands, to punish them. She probably asks you something you don't want to do, or you don't want to give to her. She's not gonna fight you. She's just gonna wait for you in the bed. That's where you're gonna have your punishments. You're gonna be tortured sexually, probably, and it just makes things worse. It does create problems that I think such problems have their solutions. Sorry, within us. So we know the problem. We also have an idea how we can put an end to it. So if you are going through any situation and such, again, you have to evaluate, seek for your traces and remains, and trying to find a solution, because that's your responsibility. I was talking about rape. So let's say you've been raped, and let us assess your case. What are your traces? First of all, you've been raped, so your privacy has been invaded. Your safety is destroyed, and you feel sad, you feel hurt, you are betrayed, upset, angry. I will give you that. I will really give you that. You have all the rights to be hurt, upset, angry, frustrated, all of that, but you have zero rights to actually feel and think that your life has ended because somebody forced himself on you, or somebody did decide to invade your privacy and destroy you, make you feel less than human, less than a woman, because somebody decided to bring shame into your life. So you don't have to. You really do not have to. So your traces will be anybody or anything that is provided, as has been provided in your life to help you overcome such situations. So you need to check within you what is your trace, or what are your traces, and also you need to check your remains. You have been raped, you probably lost your virginity, you probably fall pregnant, or you got some STD, sexually transmitted disease, or even HIV and so forth, or you are going to become a mother of a child, when you're probably going to remember what you went through, the rape events, whenever you have to look at that child or those children, because there are people who have been raped and they become mother of twins or triplets and so forth. So yes, what remains in such situation? Well, your safety has been invaded, your virginity, so many things are gone, for instance, but you are still alive. You know, you have 2 arms, 2 legs, you can see, you can hear, you are still beautiful. Your hair type is many people's dream. Your eyes color is many people's dream. Your body is many people's dream. The way you talk is many people's dream. You have a beautiful accent. you know languages. Your continent is many people's dream. Many people would do anything just to be in your continent. They would do anything to be in your country, to have your citizenship. They will do anything to be you, you know. There are so much so many good things about you, you know. You probably still have a job, you have some money saved, you have a career, you have a roof over your head, you have a meal on the table, you are alive, you still have your life dreams, you have your plan for future, you have friends or family, or at least a person who likes you, who loves you, who is there for you, who wants to be part of your life, want to go through this challenge with you, who doesn't mind to support you, will do anything just to be there for you. So there are so many good things that will be going on, or that are going on with you, that you will need to find during the process of assessment, appreciate and make use of. Yes. And you need to also know that your life hasn't ended because somebody choose to destroy your privacy, choose to dishonor you, choose to break your heart, choose to hurt you and make you feel small or less or just insignificant. Your life hasn't ended. You're gonna get up, you're gonna stop crying, you're gonna stop regretting, you're gonna stop weeping. This time everything, I will recommend that you cry about it and you set a time where you will decide to actually stop crying about it. That's when you're gonna get up, you're gonna invest again in your look, invest in your beauty, internal as well as external. You're gonna stand up, you're gonna put yourself out there, and there will certainly be some good man that will be respectful, that will respect you, that will love you, that will care for you, that will appreciate you, more importantly, that will honor you. Because all men are not rapists at all. They are good men that are respectful, good men that knows how to treat a lady, how to honor women, how to treat women with respect and dignity. And then I think the fact that you have been raped in the past doesn't mean like there will be no man that will treat you with respect or dignity. No, that's not true. There will certainly be men who will be interested in knowing you as a person, who will be interested in investing in you, who will be interested in helping you, being there for you, just loving you, caring for you, growing old with you, just having a life with you. So there's so much good things that will come on your way. So you shouldn't just stop at that level where you've been hurt and destroyed. There's so much more for your future, there's so much more for your life. So that is it, and you also have the responsibility to try your best so that the same event does not happen to you. If that has something to do with the way you dress, you can try your best to dress more decently, more professional, or more less revealing, let's say. And you can also avoid being isolated with male individuals where it's dark, where it's where there's less people, where it looks dangerous. So you may want to actually meet people in more public area, or meet with a friend or a sibling, where you can actually feel safe and be actually safe, and just stay out of trouble or out of any distraction that may come on your way. So it's very important that we know how to deal with hopeless and depression. It's very important we assess our case, we evaluate everything, we consider choices and remain. And also because when we do that, we actually reap some benefits, and those are the things that will definitely keep us going. One of the benefits we do actually reap is a sense of relief. You know, we feel relieved when we assess our case. When you look at all the good things that are out there about you, or the potential that you still have, you know, how much you can use your experience, your journey, your story to encourage, to empower other people in your community, society, worldwide, in your family, in your circle, in your network. It's actually such a good thing. So we have this sense of relief. It's very important that We feel relieved from our pain, our sufferings, because if we keep them, we become depressed. Depression after depression, we're gonna become very sick, and many people are locked up in so many mental health centers just because they were depressed for so many months or so many years. So it's very important we try our best to assess our case so we can generate hope, so we can generate hope. Yes, because hope is what will remove the feelings of hopeless. It's gonna give you some sort of encouragement, motivation. It's gonna take you out of depression and just make you feel much better. The second thing we actually reap as benefit of appreciating or assessing our cases will actually be the what we call encouragement. You're gonna feel encouraged, you know. You're gonna feel the weakness or the discouragement that you used to experience will kind of fade away. You're just gonna go away. You will feel encouraged to get up in the morning to go look for a job or to go work. You will feel encouraged to go on a date again. You will feel encouraged to love again. You will feel encouraged to get married again. You feel encouraged to fall pregnant again. You feel encouraged to be somebody's mother again, to have children again, encouraged to open other businesses, to expand, encouraged to help others, encouraged to be generous again, encouraged to be an inspiration for so many people. Yes, so it's very important we appreciate when we do feel encouraged. When we are encouraged, we carry within us a positive energy that will spread in people around us. So another third benefit will be healing. So we also do experience some sense of healing when we appreciate. So when you appreciate, you allow yourself to go through the process of healing, and it's very important that we consider healing. Many people has been hurt, damaged, heartbroken, humiliated, rejected. They've been just through so many things that it's very important that all of us, you know, can start considering or allowing ourselves to enter the process of healing. Healing is a process. It takes time. Yes, it took time for you to get used to being abused, to get used to being mistreated, to get used to being treated like an animal, like a sex object, to being treated less than a human. So it will also take time for you to heal, for you to start feeling like you are a human being, start knowing that you are worth much more, start knowing that there are potentials in you, that you actually can change lives in a very good way, that you can inspire so many people, that there are so many good things that you can accomplish in life. So you need to give time to yourself to heal. Do not rush. You just walk out of a divorce, you cannot rush into another marriage. No, you cannot do that. Where is your sense of appreciation? Did you take time assessing the whole thing that actually led you to getting divorced? No, you need to take time. You just walk out of a relationship, you cannot jump to another one. You need to take time. Allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to get better, allow yourself to get a clear picture of what happened. So if you made any mistake, you may not make the same mistake again. And another thing that happened as benefit of us assessing our case will be recovery. So if you often assess your case, you will experience a fast recovery. So you have just been hurt. Let's say those children who have been a victim of arranged marriage or abuse from their parents, for instance, they've been hurt for so many years. So they should be allowing themselves to enter a healing and to think and consider possibility of making it to the full recovery. Like one of our cases we had today to assess was a rape case. So if you have been raped, whether by your husband, your boyfriend, by a stranger, there are so many people who actually went on a date and they've been raped. So it just depends. Many people have been raped by the neighbors, you know, those parents who always leave children unsupervised. So those neighbors who are predator, they don't mind coming in to pay a visit and rape. And they don't just rape you once, they make it in a habit. They constantly come in. So yeah, speaking of rape, there was a lady. We were in the midst of a training. She was receiving a nail tech training, I think. So during which she told me that a neighbor has a 5 years old daughter, but the girl was just looking weird, you know. She's always outside, she's never in the house and things like that. So then she one day asked the child, but she never actually said something. But she will always call the little girl to come in and eat, you know, in her house whenever she cooked. Then one day, finally, the 5 years old girl, broke out. She actually, she told her that she was being raped by a mother's boyfriend. Yes, stepfather. They just call him stepfather. So she was being raped by stepfather. That the lady, the training, she was very, very, very touched and sad and all of that. And then she told the girl, okay, I'm gonna speak to your mom, you know, we need to address this. How could your stepfather be raping you, blah blah blah. And then when she went to find the girl's mother, this is so bad, she found out that the mother knew that her partner was raping her daughter. The only reason she put up with that, with the situation, is so she can keep a marriage, she can keep a man, she can keep a relationship. I'm not so sure if they were married or not, so they just call him stepfather. So she did that just so she can keep a man, so she can keep, you know, a relationship going on. I'm like, how could you possibly sleep at night knowing that your man or your husband is raping your daughter? This is crazy. Yes, it happened. And if you are a victim of rape or any of the cases that we talked today, even if we haven't talked about other cases in details, you need to know that there is a possibility for you to make it to a full recovery. I just want you to know that you will be able to recover. Keep on assessing your case, keep on appreciating. You will make it to a full recovery. You will certainly make it. You will the recovery has to happen in your mind, you know. You have to make it to a full recovery in your brain, where lies your personality and everything. You will make it to your brain, you will make it even to your emotions and everything. And it's, yeah, you're gonna get past that. You got this. You're gonna make it. So yes, I just want to encourage us to assess our case, to know that when we do assess our case, we actually get relief, we are encouraged, we experience healing and recovery. And no matter what we went through, we will certainly make it to a full recovery. So this is today's message, and then I'm so happy that you made it this far. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you may always drop me a message or a comment, whatever you want to share with me. You're welcome to express your mind, and I will try to attend to that if necessary. So thank you for your time and everything. I hope you put into practice everything we spoke today, because these things are very important and they will certainly help us. And if you know anybody who is victim of any of the case that we spoke in this video or in my other video, do not hesitate to share with them, because it may always help them, and they will be thankful to you who brought the link or the video to them in order to just help them out. So thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. You shall, or you must have a lovely day, and may everything go well with you, because that will make me happy.